Mm, 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 mm. Another one bites the dust, and another one's down, and another one's down, and another one's down, another one bites the dust. We have gotten another Star Trek New Trek series being cancelled, failing, cancelled, gone. Last episode, episode 10, final, no more. I'm very happy. It wasn't an awful episode, but it was kind of basic. It was called the New Next Generation, please. We have basically crew just doing normal stuff, sort of continuing on from the scene we saw last week, and then the Klingons show up. There's a Klingon that's chasing Mark, or his name is. Her name was, I can't remember, Briffle. I don't care. And she's after him for revenge because he killed her brothers, I think. So the Cerritos is helping him. Somehow they end up going through the rift, and the ships are going through all the different time periods and changing into different versions or different classes. That apparently Cerritos has different classes of ship in different universes, and it's just an excuse to show beauty shots of all our favourite starships going through the rift and everything, which I'm kind of partial to starship porn. And their starships, probably the best thing about this show is that the starships look fairly realistic, unlike the humans and the characters that look like Rick and Morty. The ships actually look like the ships, so I could almost forget like I was watching a bad animated parody and sort of feel like I was sort of watching Star Trek for a second, so I didn't hate that part. Now eventually they work out how to, they science up, they technobabble up a way to actually close the rift and merge the universes and close the rift, and they end up with this wormhole like thing that has a path to all these different realities and universes and everything, which is sort of left kind of like the wormhole in the Gamma Quadrant. So of course they drag on, drag over Starbase 80, and Captain Freeman leaves to basically run the starbase and make sure nothing happens, because it's a fairly important little opening there she's got to protect. And her admiral husband leaves his, I guess he was on a ship, leaves that command to run the station with her. There was a nice scene with Rutherford, who was sciencing up a problem and saving the day. And there was also he had his he decided that his cybernetic implants didn't work with the Cerritos. I think they literally didn't work, but they weren't working for him, I don't think. So he got rid of them and went back to just being a normal human. And he's my boy. He's very cute. He's even cuter without the cybernetics. I could live with them, but he was even better without them. We kept hearing that the Enterprise was on its way to save the day, but of course they were the only ship in the quadrant and everything, so they were the ones who had to save the day and everything. And there was a real cruel baiting of we're going to see animated Captain Picard basically popping up on the view screen at the end, like Sulu in Star Trek 6 saying, nice to see you again, you guys did a good job, whatever, sorry we're late, whatever. Nothing. We saw the Enterprise E next to them, just, cruising along, and we saw the Titan in the background, but nothing from Riker, nothing from Picard. It's like they were saying, you got all the cameos last week, this is not, the best Star Trek finale ever, which was Enterprise's, I'm forgetting the name. The final episode. I actually loved it as a finale of the whole Next Generation era, the whole of Star Trek, which we didn't know was really ending at that time, but it was, and it's dead, and now we have this other universe and all these other timelines and everything. So I'm happy they gave us a proper farewell of that. But this was just a really basic story. At the end, what's his name? The himbo guy, he ends up being promoted to captain, and he brings on Mariner and Boilmer as co-first officers, like they were his only pick or something. It's a bit desperate, like, let's have our heroes, win, and in the end they get to be, first officers together. Everyone gets a reward, everyone gets, a medal for participation. It's just like, okay, and we see random stuff with the crew just doing stuff, and we see a bunch of girls trying to have a seance with, Beverly's candle, and using the Samuel Clemens holodeck stuff, and there was some other guy in earlier season who disappeared to another plane who came back, and I don't know, in a way, it was a nice little polite farewell. It didn't really disrupt anything or destroy anything or achieve anything. It just sort of ended things off nicely, and now you can go away now. You don't have to come back again. Bye. Yeah, that was kind of it. I'm just glad it's over. This was a parody of our Star Trek, the original canon Star Trek, which Kurtzman wanted to just undermine the original Star Trek and make his 31st century abomination look better. And it's fairly cynical and, very self-sabotagey for, a franchise to do something like this. But it's gone, it's a memory, it's over, and I don't ever have to watch it again. So I'm going to go dance a little jig of glee and, never have to review this again. Bye.